Alright, so what I want to go over today is just how to do a horizontal and vertical shift together on the same graph. So we're going to look at these, try these A to B. This is on page 390 in your books. And so first I'm going to look at A and I'm going to describe the vertical and horizontal shifts. So this is going left, pi over 3, up 2. So I've got a period of still 2 pi, B is not changed, amplitude is still 1, and midline is y equals 2, that went up 2. So when I graph this, I should probably graph more space up because I know it's going up to. And what I like to do is deal with my y's first. So my amplitude is 1 and my midline is y equals 2. So I like to throw that midline on there, and then I've got my up 1, down 1, that's my amplitude. There's the video back. And so I know that all my action is going to oscillate between those two darkened marks. And again, that just kind of helps me to visualize like where I'm going and what I'm starting with. My period's 2 pi, so my scale is still the quadrantial angles. And then I've got this left pi over 3. So all of these parent functions are going to be going left pi over 3. So pi over 3 is again less than a third, is less than 1/2. So it's going to be less than left half of a mark. And again, it's not exactly half, but we're rough sketching these here. Alright, so I've got everything kind of scaled out. And so what I'm going to do is kind of lightly put the points of the parent function of sine, but shift it up too. So sine graph usually starts at midline, goes to amplitude, midline, down to amplitude, midline. And then I'm going to take those and I'm going to go left half a mark. So I've got here, 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 and here. And I'm going to connect those, and that would be my graph. So again, when I do horizontal shifts, I don't actually do a table and subtract pi over 3. I start just looking at the graph. I graph kind of everything besides that and then count from there. And I really kind of start shortcutting even just the table in terms of the period and graphing out and adding and subtracting points. The more you do this, the more you can hopefully let go of that table. So I'm going to show you B also. So B, we've got this minus pi over 2, so it's going right pi over 2, and then down 1. So what's going on here? The period is still pi, it's tangent. B is 1. There is no amplitude for tangent. Instead it has those asymptotes at half of the period. So negative pi over 2, pi over 2. And those y values are negative 1, 0, 1. And they're all going down 1. So I'll subtract 1 from all of those. And those are just the y values between the asymptotes. So I'm going to sketch my graph. Put my asymptotes, 2 left, 2 right, cutting that in half, doubling the denominator. And then I'm going to look at that shift right. I'm just going right pi over 2. So here that's 2 tick marks is pi over 2. So here would be my original asymptotes. Now they're going right 2, so I'm going to go 1, 2, right, asymptote, then 1, 2, right is my other asymptote, and then that negative 2, so it's normally negative 2 would be here, that's going to go right 2, so I've got negative 2, we've got negative 1, we've got 0 in between. So those y values kind of tell you, hey, once you shift your asymptote, there are 3 points between it. Then I'm going to connect those with a nice smooth curve. So again, that's just kind of putting two pieces together. Next week, we're going to look at what happens when we have A, B, H, K, various combinations all together. You know, how does that affect our graphs? So this week, we're just focusing on H and K. So hopefully by the end of it, you can kind of understand how do I shift up, down, and how do I shift left or right. Now this box is a nice little summary of all the different variables and the effects that they have on the graph. And again, that's really what we're going to focus on next week, is when all 4 come together. So tonight for homework, I want you guys to actually try, not this lesson practice yet, because that's involving all the variables, but in the activity practice, I want you to try out these problems here. And then as you're doing them, if you're needing more help or you want me to make videos for any of these, please let me know. I'll obviously post my work and my answers, but sometimes seeing the video is nice to just visually see me counting, these points, especially for the shifts left or right. And again, that's the homework I want you to try out. This I will have you submit via Google Classroom. And again, if you have questions or you want me to make videos for these, just put a comment in Google Classroom. I'd be happy to make videos for all of these. Alright, and yeah, let me know if you guys have questions, and I'll talk to you soon.